Hey everyone, today we are replacing the spark plugs on my 2013 Chevy Silverado. So I ordered these spark plugs from Rock Auto, and they are the AC Delco rapid fire spark plugs. They are platinum, so I elected just to go for the basic platinum, not double platinum, not copper, whatever. So I received all of these, excited to get them installed. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm also using this Gearwrench 3/8 spark plug tool that is for 5/8 size spark plugs, which is what these are. So excited to use that today. So the first step is always to check the gaps. So they come pre-gapped, and they're supposed to be pre-gapped to 0.40 right there. What I've noticed, and I've checked all of these, they all seem to be too big. So you can see they're at the 0.045 gap, and really they should be kind of back here a little bit. So how am I supposed to tighten up this gap a little bit? What I read on NGK's website is basically tap this on a hard surface a little bit. You don't want to get it too misaligned, and you don't want to adjust it by more than 0.08 of an inch. And so I'm trying to adjust it by about 0.05, so I should be okay. So I'm going to go and tap this on the concrete and see if I can close that gap up, and then check the gaps, and I want to get them to 0.04. So here I go. Here's a spark plug. Here's the metal, and I'm just gonna tap, not too much, and then I'm gonna check it to see if it's gapped, and then keep adjusting as needed. I'm gonna check it out here, and I basically got it right to that, if you can see that, 0.04 mark, and so that's what I want. So I had to do that with the rest of them, because as I said, they all came pre-gapped, but they all seem to be pre-gapped too big. Alright, so this one, first one I'm working on down here, I'm just going to remove this plug because it's kind of in my way. And basically what I'm trying to do here, I want to pull this. I can always pop this off if I want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Anyway, the goal of this is to pull on the boot, not on the cable, or not on the hose itself. So there you go. So there it comes out. And now, it's my goal to get that spark plug removed. This one's pretty easy, right up in the front. Here's my little Gearwrench spark plug tool. Let me try this out. This is the first time that I've used this. Alright, good thing for long handle ratchets. Alright, there's the first spark plug here. Looks like it's almost worn down to nothing. So it's probably a good thing that we're changing this out. Let's go grab that new spark plug, get some anti-seize on there, and thread it in. You can see there's the old one, and there's the new one. And as you can see, oops, I showed over here, big difference. So that electrode on the old one almost completely worn out. So I'm happy to be replacing these, and I'll probably feel more power, acceleration, and better fuel economy. So now that I've got this one good to go, what I want to do is I'm going to put some anti-seize just on the threads here. And I don't want to get it on the electrode itself, of course. And you don't need that much. So there, that's all it takes. All right, so to put this thing back in, basically I'm gonna, got my spark plug there, just gonna drop it in there. And of course, as always, start it by hand. Make sure you're not cross-threading that. Get that spark plug, you can get it tightened up by hand. And then for my truck, this 2013 Chevy Silverado, the torque spec, if you want to know, is 11 foot-pounds, also 132 inch-pounds. So I happen to be using 132 inch-pounds on this 1/4 inch, just because it's a little bit tighter in here. So 132 inch-pounds is what I'm after here. And there you go. That's all it takes. So now I basically just snap this boot back on. Clicks. Reconnect it to the ignition coil. Nice click. Reconnect this, just because it was in my way. And we're good to go. So now, continue it. We're going to work on the next one. I tend just to work on one at a time, just because you don't get stuff confused, you don't get your cables mixed up, all that kind of stuff. But that's basically it. So keep going. Pull this one out, inspect it, make sure everything's looking okay with it. Give it a cleaning if you want to. And of course, use your trusty spark plug tool for the next one. Keep going through all 8. I'm not going to show you every single one on the driver's side because the procedure is exactly the same. Suffice to say, it didn't take long, about 20 minutes to replace all the spark plugs on this side, but I'm about to show you the toughest one, which is the one at the back of the passenger side. Passenger side, I probably should have done first. Always start with the most difficult tasks and work your way to the easiest, because by the time you get to the end, you don't have the energy or the motivation to probably go through the tough stuff. So note for the future, do the passenger side first. So this is the one at the very back. You can see down here, there's a spark plug, and it actually faces backwards. Instead of like on the driver's side, it kind of faces forward. So on the passenger side, it faces backwards. So I've got to remove this first. Just give me a little bit more room. Ignition coil, end of it. And then I gotta pull. So I'm gonna do this here. This is why you want to do the tougher ones first. Okay, let's try this way. Worst case scenario, you can use spark plug pliers. I think we're okay though. Okay, so let's check out that spark plug tool. Alright, definitely going to be doing this one by feel. So I got the cable out. Now it's a matter of getting your arm in there. And let's see if this is going to be the right tool for this. It's magnetic, so it's stuck on something. I'll take a look here. I see how it's working. Okay. So if I get this in here. I don't think this tool is going to work. Now instead I'm using a long handle 3/8 inch ratchet with a universal joint and then a 5/8 socket, deep impact socket at the end of that. This particular socket is not magnetic and it doesn't have the rubber inside to hold on to a spark plug tool, so all I'm trying to do is loosen up the spark plug, and then my plan is to pull out it by hand after that. This is super fun little wobbly thing. Oh god. All right. Okay, it seems to be connected to something. Hopefully it's the spark plug. All right. Something gave. It's always a good feeling. Except when you're tightening a bolt. That's a bad feeling. When it gives like that. Alright, so here's a scenario where that Gearwrench spark plug tool was not the right tool, but so far it's been the right tool for every other spark plug, which I'm happy about. So I'm taking this out because I want to do it by hand now. Look at that, we got oil on there. We got the electrode almost down to nothing. Again, good reason. NGKs, whoever put these in last put an NGK instead of AC Delco, and I'm not complaining about that. NGK makes good spark plugs. But obviously, whoever did this and maintained it, or I should say didn't maintain it, it's fine. I got to deal with that. Now it's going to be well maintained. All right, so my little dilemma here is I got to get the spark plug back into that spark plug socket, or into the engine, I should say. And the problem is my magnetic spark plug socket won't fit in there, and I don't have a proper 5/8 spark plug socket. So I kind of need to find a way to hold this spark plug to this socket while I'm threading it in. So I have this old magnetic, I have this old magnet extendable, and it happens to be broken. So I'm just going to stick it in the bottom of the socket and use it to hold the spark plug, so hopefully it doesn't fall down while I'm trying to thread it in and start it off by hand. And if that works, then we are halfway there. Let's just see if I can ever so gently. And did I mention it's completely by feel? Like I have no idea what I'm looking at down there. And also I'm not left-handed, and that really works against me in these situations. Okay, I think I've got it threaded. Yes, I've got it threaded. That's so exciting. Now what I'm going to do is get my universal joint, plug it in, get to work. Let's see if I'm going to be able to do it this way. Wow, it's working. See, sometimes you have the tools, sometimes you just make up the tools and improvise. At the end of the day, you get it in properly, or you get something removed, get it tightened up properly, and you're in good shape. I kind of want to take this opportunity to say, through my experiences working in a shop and in my professional life being a process guy, a lot of stuff is like you do it by the book. It says do this, do that, use this tool, follow this procedure, and I fully agree with that. As I've gotten older and I've got more experience, I realize too, and I really admire and respect when people have the resourcefulness to figure out how to get something done, even when things don't go exactly by the book, which really is about real life. At the end of the day, I know some folks comment on my videos and say, "Hey, you did it wrong," and you know what? Fair enough. I'm not a professional, but by the same token, you know what? Sometimes I find that at the end of the day, if you are trying to replace a spark plug, do it successfully. When you didn't do it exactly by the book, but you didn't bust anything, and you still got the end result done, right or wrong, you accomplished what you needed to accomplish. So I think sometimes we get stuck on it's got to be done this way, or you're using the wrong tool, or you're using the wrong method. As long as you're safe and you get the job done, I'm absolutely a believer that, hey, there's more than one way to do it. And being a DIYer and being resourceful is something I admire and respect out of a lot of people out there. So go with it, folks. Sometimes it's not exactly by the book. Run with it anyway, make the best of it, and get it to work. Now, just grab a torque wrench. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Take my torque wrench on there. All right, good enough. Success. Let's throw this cable back on. And should be mostly in business. All right, complete. That was the most difficult one to do, and the rest should be a breeze. After removing the toughest one, which is the one at the rear of the passenger side of the engine, which is cylinder number 8. Basically here I'm removing the spark plug out of cylinder 6, and the other two going towards the front of the engine are just as easy. Another success for that Gearwrench spark plug socket tool. After installing the new spark plug, again, you're going to torque it down to 11 foot-pounds or 132 inch-pounds. Reinstall the spark plug cable onto the spark plug, and of course the other end connects back up to the ignition coil. And of course that's basically it. You're going to repeat that with the last two spark plugs, of course, on cylinder 2 and cylinder 4, and you should be good to go. Well, that wraps up the spark plug replacement video for my 2013 Chevy Silverado. And I just wanted to highlight, it really was time to change this. So I didn't notice a decrease in horsepower or fuel economy. It's not been horrible, but I'm looking forward to taking this for a spin, because as you can tell, brand new spark plugs are clearly in much better shape than these, and I'm looking forward to taking this for a test drive. So thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Start on the tougher spark plugs first. That probably stands true for moving furniture, moving your house, lifting heavy and light items. Start with the heavy stuff first, get that out of the way, and then the easy stuff after that, rather than starting off with the easy stuff and getting tired by the time you get to the difficult stuff. If this was helpful, let me know by hitting that like button. Subscribe so you can be notified of our newest and latest DIY and tool review videos. And thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend.